Good morning. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. I haven't posted anything in quite a while. Want to apologize for that. Things have been extremely crazy busy around here, and so I'm going to try to get to this morning, make a video. The cigar this morning for my cigar buddies is the Liga Privada number 9. Now, if you're a cigar guy, you know that is not an everyday smoke. Liga, of course, is blend. Privada is Spanish for private. And so this is the private blend number 9. The folks at Drew Estate who put this out created this blend for the family. It was not supposed to, it wasn't originally intended to be put on the market and sold publicly. It was a private blend. So it's a very much sought after, hard to find sometimes. It's there and then it's gone. It uses, the filler leaves inside, it uses 7 different very special particular tobaccos for the filler leaves inside. And they're all from, everything's from Nicaragua. An excellent, outstanding cigar. Now, you might ask, Dwayne, why are you smoking such a cigar today? This is the type of cigar you buy some if you can find them, and you put them back in your humidor and save them for very special occasions. So what is a special occasion today? Well, this week, the channel hit 20,000 subscribers. Now, I know in the universe known as YouTube, 20,000 subscribers ain't nothing. I'm not ignorant of that, but 20,000 subscribers to this old boy is a lot. I mean, when I started out, I was hoping to get 200. So this is for you. All right. This is all everything to you, and I appreciate all the support and help from the channel. Oh, that's nice. So if you're a part of the channel, like a regular part, and you actually follow us, and care about what's going on, there's going to be 2 or 3 things in here, and you may not want to just skip past. So today is the last video with this scenery at this location. I almost have everything packed up in the horse trailer, and so I'm pulling out today for another location. No drama or stress or anything with the ranch or the boss. I went and talked to him. It was just, there were some matters, some personal matters that need to be dealt with, and it's just in our life, it was just time. It's just time to move on. So we're heading to Texas. I've got a daughter and her husband who live, well, a ways outside of Plano, Texas, out there. And so we're going to go down there where they are. And hopefully, I've already got a place for the horses right where I'm living. We've got a place to live and a place for the horses. So hopefully I can step up the whole video thing where I will have the liberty to have the horses there and to be able to make the videos as I want. That's not why we're moving, but it's a plus. So I just want to let you guys know on the next video, which it might be a few days, it's going to be a little different. I get several questions about the difference between cigars and cigarettes as far as health. They're not related at all. There's no comparison. Actually, when I go to the doctor, I'm on 3 different blood pressure meds because of another medical situation. When I go to the doctor, of course, they ask, do you smoke? And when I tell them I smoke cigars and pipe sometimes, they put me down as a non-smoker. They don't even consider it smoking. If you go on Philip Morris website and look up the ingredients for some of their main cigarettes, there's like, for one cigarette, There's like 200, there's over 250 ingredients in one cigarette. All this chemicals and everything they add stuff to make the cigarette. It always keeps burning. They just add a ton of stuff. A hand rolled cigar has two ingredients. One is tobacco, and the other is pectin, either fruit pectin or vegetable pectin, and that's just a glue. When they glue the cap on and they bind everything together, they use a little bit of pectin on their fingertip and rub it around it. That's all that's in a cigar. The other thing is you don't inhale a cigar, and it's just a whole lot different. So anyhow, not to bore you with details, we'll move on. Several years ago, I was working for that outfit in Alaska when we were taking guests out on trail rides and up into the mountains, and we had a string go out, and it was a pretty good sized string. I think there was I don't know, 8 or 10, maybe 12. The basic rule of thumb in wrangling is, depending on the outfit, but the basic general rule of thumb is one wrangler for every 5 or 6 guests, depending on the guest. So we had 2 wranglers going out this time. And so I didn't go on the ride. They had a wrangler in the front and a wrangler in the back. And so on this particular ride, it was like a 4-hour ride. Beautiful ride. And so you go out and you go up a ways and you go way up on top of Lookout Point. It's called Sheep Lookout. And everybody gets off and takes pictures and sees the view. And there's mountain sheep up on the mountainside usually, and you can see them up there. And then after a bit, you load everybody back on, get strung out, and head on down the trail, finishing the loop, going back home. Well, we got word that when they loaded everybody up, everybody was on their horses, that the wrangler in the back was riding one of the horses that we put some guests on, but sometimes the wrangler rode because he needed road. And that little rascal bucked that wrangler off and took off running down the mountain, headed back to the ranch. Now, the wrangler was my son, my oldest son, Ben. He was like 17 at the time. Good hand, good horseman, good rider. And he was just kind of working out there and, learning and the business and helping out on these bigger rides. And so when he put his foot in the stirrup, and this little rascal, and as soon as he swung his leg over, it was deliberate. This little horse started bucking, so he didn't even have a chance to swing over and get his foot in the stirrup. So it wasn't his fault. This little horse's name was Rebel. He was aptly named. And Rebel was a halflinger. If you're a horse person, you know what halflingers are. They're a short, stocky, powerful breed of horse that comes from Austria originally. And they're all the same color. They're all a dark gold palomino with white mane and tail. And they're built more along the lines of like a Norwegian fjord. Not exactly, but they're more that size of horse. And you could ride Rebel, you could pack Rebel. He was easy to catch, he was easy to saddle. But sometimes when he'd had enough at that point in his life, he was still kind of young, he would just say, you know what? And he was smart. He knew when to wait and to buck. So we got word Rebel had bucked Ben off and took off down the mountain to head back to the ranch. Now the problem is there's one 2-lane road that goes through Cooper Landing, Alaska, that goes down to the Alaska Peninsula, down to Kenai, Soldotna, Homer, on down there. It's in the summertime, it's an extremely crazy busy highway. And so what we would do is we would take the guest and we would take traffic, wait till traffic and break, and then take everybody across. So that little horse had to cross that highway to get back to the ranch. Well, the show must go on. So the head wrangler, I don't remember who was wrangling in the head. He decided to just take the whole crew on and finish the ride by himself. And Ben had to walk down off that mountain in cowboy boots. Well, all hands on deck. We all went to the highway, went looking to find Rebel so keep him out of trouble. And we finally got word that they found him standing smugly out back of the ranch next to the corral. He'd made it across and he was back where he wanted to be. And so the string came in safely. And after a while, Ben came stomping in down off that mountain across the highway on foot looking like a thundercloud. And so I went out to meet him and I said, well, I said, Rebel made it back safe. He's back there. And he said, good. He said, I was afraid that little horse would get hit by a big truck crossing the highway. And I thought to myself for a split second, well, that's better than I would take it. And then I heard Ben as he stomped away because he's wearing my good saddle. And couldn't blame him at all for his sentiment on the issue. Ain't no cowboy wants to walk down off a mountain in cowboy boots because his horse won't behave. And I got to thinking, how many of us, we carry that sentiment with us through life? We don't want a horse hit by a big truck on life's highway because they're wearing our good saddle. Now, maybe our good saddle is our church denomination. Maybe they're of our faith. Maybe they're of our politics and our general philosophy of life. And we go through life and we don't look out for folks. We're not concerned about folks. We don't take care of folks all the way across the board like we should because they're not wearing our good saddle. I know I got folks on here that are people of faith, and I know I have folks on here who are not people of faith. And that's, I don't beat that up. All right. You don't answer to me. All right. But this is a little bit more of a people of faith thing. But it's a good thing in life all the way around. We're all on this trail ride, all of us. And every one of us has a little bit of rebel in us. We have the ability and the tendency to put our head down and buck at the most inopportune times, to leave the trail and head off down the mountain and do something stupid. We all do. But so many times we go through life looking at people and say, well, they made that choice. But I'll help them because they go to my church. I'll help them because they have a cross conchos on their saddle or a fish symbol on their car or whatever. They're wearing their good saddle. Or they have my last name. And so I'll help them because they have my last name or because they go to my church. But I'm not concerned about those around me who are bucking through life, who are about to get hit by a big truck, if they're not wearing my good saddle. We say we love horses, but if we only love the horses that treat us right, we only love the horses that do what we want the way we want, then can we actually say that we love horses? If I only love the horses that do what I want the way I want when I want, then I don't actually love horses. I love me. And I love me through the horses. And it's the same way. Listen, you can't say that you care about your fellow man if you only care about the people who walk the path that you walk, who believe what you believe, who go where you go, who have the same standards and rules in life that you have. If those are the only people you care about, then you don't care about people. You only care about you. So let's go through life. Let's love horses and let's love people regardless of what saddle they're wearing. All right? I think I'm going to quit there. I think that's enough. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to finish this very wonderful cigar. For those of you out there who do not smoke cigars, I respect that and I honor that, and I feel sorry for you. Have a good day. Be logical, be reasonable, be safe, and care. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. And all of us will get through it a little better if we help each other through it. And look out for the stupid ones. They're the ones that need looked out for in the first place. All right? So let me pull out my little Walmart clicker here, a little Bluetooth clicker, so I can turn this thing off and not look like a complete idiot. And we'll catch you guys later.